Welcome to the World of Pool. Parts 1, 2, and 3 were with Mark Hillyer of California. Part 4 and probably part 5 and 6 are with Alabama Jake. You might be wondering who Jake is. Alabama Jake. I bet you can't guess where he lives. Jake's part of the pool family. He's a member of this subculture of unique individuals. There's a lot to learn here, a lot to yak about, a lot to share, teach. I wish I could bring, our family of folks out into the mainstream America, so everybody can see kind of what we're all about and how we think and how we function. I mean, this is what we do. We're pool players, and I want to share all with y'all. Right? Isn't that what social media is about? Sharing, teaching, learning. That's what it's all about. It's good. So, let's get on. You're going to hear enough of my yakking when we get in this video. So, I think this introduction is about over and we should move on now, John. Are you on a computer or phone?
On my phone. Hopefully it don't lose connection. There you go. There's one right here.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that picture. That's a good one because...
Yeah. I got money. I got all kinds of there's a Jimmy Mataya picture right there.
Yeah. Well, he was young back then. Shane.
Doing the hop break.
Bustamante.
Reyes. Old Reyes.
Wow, look at this. He's got a cigarette hanging out of his mouth. You don't see much of that anymore.
The old tongue hanging out of Efren's mouth. Bustamante.
The Hustler. Paul Newman.
Paul Newman, yeah. Early Shane. Even a bridge.
Yeah, people don't understand how much work it takes for these guys to get as good as they get. And they
we wake up 5 o'clock in the morning and go to work. Their work is pool. You know what I mean? They wake up, they're like, they go in the pool hall, somebody's like, hey, you want to play? And they're like, no, I'm practicing, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've dealt with that. I'll play anybody in the world for $5 a game, but these guys won't do that. Man, get the hell out of here. Yeah. That's why when these pros get in these little $30 tournaments just to have something to do over the weekend, I'll pay $30 to play anybody. You're never going to get another chance to play. He's not going to gamble for $30. You might as well step up there and play him some. Yeah, people don't get that either. They don't have the heart, and they refuse to get in these tournaments when really good players are in there, but you're never ever going to have another chance to play.
See, I enjoy playing people that's better than me because at the same time, I'm sitting back and I'm observing something that I might not know. You know what I mean? That's why I'd rather play somebody that's better than me than somebody that's not better.
It does even more than that. You're not just learning; you're teaching yourself that every single shot counts. Because if you screw up, this guy's going to run out on you. And
oh yeah, I've seen all dudes up in the bar, dude. They're sitting there just smiling, cracking jokes and shit, running the fucking table like it's nothing, dude. You know what I mean?
When you play those guys, you're teaching yourself that you can't screw up. You can't relax. You can't settle down, and that creates really good habits in your brain. It's either run out or you're going to lose. And that was my key to it is to always play somebody better than me, always, all the way up through And I think you're not going to get good if you don't, because you're going to play guys you know you can beat, and you're going to get lazy about it, and you're not going to really put much stock in it. You're going to take it for granted. And then you go from that game to playing somebody who can actually play, and you have all these bad mental habits and bad physical habits. And
something you said the other day really got to me.
What's up?
It's when you said when you get out of line and you get back in line, then you're doing something right.
Yeah, because we're all going to get out of line. None of us are perfect. None of us. But a lot of players, when they get out of line, they kind of throw in the towel, or they start doing crazy things, and they're cutting the cue ball loose, and then they're scratching, or they're getting themselves hooked. And you got to keep your head, and you have to remind yourself, Shane, Bustamante, all those guys on your walls, they get out of line. But they know how to keep their head and say, okay, well, let's just get back in line by keeping it easy, and then the rest of the game is easy. They all do it. Every one of us screws up. You're going to screw up. I'm screwing up. Everybody's screwing up. It's all about keeping your head and getting back in line. Shooting good. Got second
place. That's great. You talk about Jimmy Mataya, too. That's one of my favorite players. You know why? Because I love his fucking attitude, man. Excuse my language. I love his attitude. He has a great attitude.
Yeah, honestly. He's definitely old school. I guess New York. And is he from New York? Or?
But you seen the How to Hustle video? He's like, "This is how you hustle right here, man." It's funny as hell. He don't tell you one thing about hustling, but he tells you all the other stuff. It's really funny little video, man.
He's hilarious. Poor Jimmy.
Man.
Some people take that video serious, like he's dead serious.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a joke. Yeah. Yeah, a real hustler ain't gonna tell you how to hustle. That's rule number one. And everything else, I got all kinds of stuff in here, magic rags, kind of junk filled room.
That's cool.
Like I said, I got all kind of different racks, man. I'm really sticking to the magic racks now. You got a really consistent break.
Yeah.
But let me put this back up.
What kind of table are you playing on?
It's a presidential.
Cool.
Presidential.
Don't think I've ever played on one.
Yeah, it was. We bought it brand new. I don't know why we could have got on Craigslist. Probably got one for way cheaper, but we bought it brand new for like I think $2,200. But it was from the factory and everything like that. But we almost got hustled buying a pool table on Craigslist, man. There's some crappy people out there, man.
Oh,
you are.
Yep.
But I have the new HR clock. This is the HR. This is the faster A60.
So you're between Pensacola and Mobile?
Yeah, I'm kind of near like Loxley.
I've been all through there.
Okay, that's good, man. That's crazy. You're right there in Tennessee too. I got some family around Lexington, Tennessee.
East Tennessee, yeah. Lexington's right up the road. I used to go up to Lexington all the time because they used to have this pool room called Steepleton's, and they had open tournaments on 8-foot tables 4 times a year, and all the road players would kind of converge there 4 times a year, every 3 months, and play in this big tournament. Yeah, Lexington used to be a big pool town. It still is, but it's more about. It's not like it was in the old days.
No, if you know any of these other pool YouTubers,
that
make all these.
Well, I don't really pay much attention to them, but I know who a lot of them are. Yeah.
Like you see some of the videos and some of these guys.
Every once in a while, I'll check one of their videos just to see what they're doing. But I don't want to feel like I'm competing with anybody. I think I have a totally original.
Dude, you're doing your own thing. You're actually doing it really good, man. Like everything. I like how you have the diagram and you show what you're doing.
Right.
A lot of players, they kind of wishy-washy. They hide this little They're not trying to mention that. They're not trying to. They don't want you to know everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You really break it down to, you know, I do.
I'm not afraid to make mistakes either, because that's how we learn. So while I'm learning, you guys are learning. So everybody's, you know, it's like, yeah, there's no player in the world, and there never will be, who's absolutely perfect at everything, can break and run out every time. So
correct. Yeah.
some of these YouTubers, they tend to portray themselves as this like
they're a full god, and really, you know how many times they probably had to remake that video to do that sometimes. I watch he play, and he make it look like stress free, like it's no problem, like it's a walk in the park.
Well, that's a major that's a big compliment there.
Yes, sir.
It doesn't always feel that way. It feels like I'm fighting the world here. So I've worked for years and years and years to just, especially my shoulders, keep them relaxed until, you know, at the last minute when I'm stroking, I'm locking up that shoulder. Yeah, I try to I don't, you know, when I get uptight, I play bad, so I try to stay relaxed, and I worked on it for a long, long time, and I did a lot of gambling, and I played over my head, and it's not really that it just looks like I'm relaxed. I'm not really always relaxed. I'm worried to death. But, you know, it's just my nature. How come you deleted your video?
Which one?
Didn't you make a pool video and then you deleted it?
I did at one point, I think, yeah.
Have you made more? Did, yeah. Is there more up?
What I made was the 8-ball one. Right. Where, you know what I mean? And that was 4 months ago. That was before you even told me I need to slow down the backstroke. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I've been doing that every single day. I've developed that into my stroke. And yeah. I was for real when I said that. It made me change my game, bro, just because I can actually make the lines make more sense now where you want stuff to go. You know what I mean?
It gives you that split second to just put all your focus on where you're hitting the object ball, and exactly. It's something about it. It's a lot of the greatest players in the world do that. Some of them don't, and some of them do it, but it's just so short you can barely see it. But it should help your game. It's a good habit just for the muscles in your arms, just to get used to that. You know, it's almost like a machine. It gets robotic after a while, where you're not even thinking about it.
Right. You know what's weird? Some dude wrote on one of my old, I think the last pool video I made. It was weird. That video is so old. He wrote a comment about a week or two ago. He's like, "Yo, I'm down in Foley. You know, I can find any action." I'm like, I kind of responded. I was like, you know, the corona and the quarantine right now, there really ain't no anywhere going on like around us. Like I think it's still closed, if I'm not mistaken. Like
it is around here too.
Yeah.
The room I used to play at is still closed, and I was talking to them last week, and they said it's going to be another 3 or 4 weeks before we even know when we're open.
Oh, wow.
They're being real careful because they had a lot of older customers, like older, you know, like over 60 even, some over 70, and legitimate pool players, you know, so, and that's the big danger area with coronavirus, and also, yeah, they're being super careful.
You play with light cues? You like 17, 18?
Yeah.
I like me too as well, man. I really, I went from playing 19 down to 18 and a half, and then I felt like, you know, I'm still working too much. You know, it's not loose enough. So I went down to 18, and I'm really liking it. I have a 19 that breaks you. I mean, a 19 out. Yeah, I have the, I'll show you some of the stuff here, bud. This used to be my first, basically, aftermarket cue, besides the Dufferins. I had a couple 2-piece Dufferins at first and stuff like that. They were real cheap. Mm-hmm. But this is a Lucassi. I gave my dad this one because I have the Cuetec now. It's a Lucassi hybrid. And
that's a good cue there.
Yeah, it's a really, really nice. It's got like the golf feel kind of grip. and he likes that kind of feel. I grew over that grip. I really like the really slippery stuff now. I guess I like the Veltec that came on that Cuetec. Remember the one you were talking about? And you put the green wrap over it.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. I like that sticky rubber wrap. I like something grabbing my hand, but you know, people are different. They like different things.
Absolutely.
I still break. I break.
This you can get to 18. I'd really like that. This is my break cue. This Cuetec WCP break. If you type in Shane Van Boening break and you look at the older videos, he used this cue. This is the one that he used for a while. And I found it really cheap on Amazon for like under $200 on retail. It used to be a $400 brake stick. That's why I like Bulldog, the clearance, and the used stuff on Bulldog too as well, because you could find a basically brand new shaft that looks like it rolls straight and everything like that, and really ain't nothing wrong with it. Maybe a couple of nicks here and there, but it saves you a couple $100.
Yeah.
You know? A lot of people don't know this about that cue. That really was the first Shane cue though. But the only difference, I mean, that was the first white Shane cue before they made the new Synergy, that's the white one that says Shane Van Boening. Now, that really was the one that he used, and actually Earl Strickland used that.
Did he really?
If you go back to the 70s videos, I think him versus either Nick Varner or somebody like that. I think Dave Howard. It was somebody. Yeah, Earl Strickland used that cue too, but they didn't have the carbon fiber shaft and all that. He just played with the slim tapered shaft that came with it. Yeah, but Shane, he actually modified the wrap on it. He left a little bit of the Veltec hanging out, but he put some kind of something weird on there, but he modified the wrap. And then he did crazy stuff. He basically just like juiced the hell out of the stick, I guess you could say.
That's Earl.
And yeah. He like changed the joint, made it like he put like a stainless steel joint. He just changed it all up. Like everything about the stick.
Last time I saw him in person, he was using a tennis racket grip on his pool cue, and he had the ends taped up, and he had a weight on his shooting arm. Like, girl, what the fuck are you doing?
Earl thing, yeah, man, that's crazy.
He's nuts, man. But he was playing good. He was shooting good. I'm real picky when it comes to cues, and so I have a hard time finding one that I actually like. I mean, I can say I like the looks of it, but shooting with it is a totally different thing. So I'm real leery. I've bought cues on the internet. In fact, I bought that Cuetec on the internet, and I bought that PureX on the internet. But I got lucky with both of them. Sometimes you get something that just doesn't work for you. So I use the Cuetec still to break with. And I play with that PureX, and I bought it because the grip was extended all the way down to the end of the butt.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I bought it, because I was looking for that. A rubber grip that goes all the way down to the butt. It's hard to find. So I'm like, I paid like $230 for it. And I was taking a big chance because I might have hated the cue, but I wound up loving the cue. Just got lucky with it. It could have been the biggest piece of crap I ever played with. Jake, what's your favorite pool game?
Good question. Probably it's hard to decide, man, between 9 and 8, man. I love 9, I love 8. Matter of fact, I got a tattoo of 8 ball right there. I want to get a 9 ball on the other side.
Cool.
That'd be cool.
So both 9 and 8.
Both 9 and 8. And I think 7 ball is a very interesting game too as well.
I don't know.
For shits and giggles. Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't played much 7 ball. We used to play a game called golf, where everybody gets their own ball, and you're all shooting at one hole, and then when you make your ball in that hole, you move it to the next hole, or now you're shooting on the next hole, the side pocket. And then if you make it in the side, you move it to the... So you're playing position on balls that aren't there, you know what I mean?
That's great. I gotta look that one up, man. That's cool.
Yeah, it's called golf. It's a gambling game. You don't have to gamble when you're playing. It's still a lot of fun. It's fun to play because it is possible to go 6 and out if you can get position on the pocket, your next pocket that you're shooting at. It gets a little weird and baffling, but it's still a lot of fun. I came up in the South, so we had a lot of road players on their way to becoming pros, always passing through Knoxville. I'm in East Tennessee. And Atlanta's right down the road, so before Atlanta, they would stop in Knoxville to go to Atlanta and play in these big tournaments. Or if they were coming up, like from somewhere where you're at, going up the Northeast in New York City and Boston and all these, they all stop by Knoxville because we have a lot of players here who aren't afraid to gamble and will step up and play these guys, even if they, even if they're just helping them out and throwing them $200. We have a lot of legit players here who are willing to play these dudes.
Yeah, man. I make everything zone out because when I first started playing pool, man, all the little shit gets somebody over here throwing their hands around and shit right when they're trying to shoot, or somebody trying to walk in front of you, and it's fucking, it's cock stuck in little bullshit. No offense to my language, but you know what I mean. That's
the sharking.
You gotta do all this extra stuff to mess up your opponent.
Yeah, that's sharking. Yeah, maybe I've talked about this. It used to get to me real bad. I mean, it used to.
What's the other nice guy's name that was in that last Pool Talk video?
Mark.
He's a cool dude, man.
Yeah, Mark's good. He's been around a long time. He knows what he's talking about. He gives me ideas all the time on my videos and stuff. Yeah, he's a good guy. He knows what he's talking. He's a one pocket player mostly. But he's a good dude. And we talked about this subject about sharking, and it really used to get to me a lot. I mean,
you were talking about. I know you're talking about. I remember you even said that you stopped at one point and you looked at some motherfucker and you was like,
yeah, some old guy walked up to the table. Like if this was a table here, he walked up to the table and got down on the shot and looked at it like this. And I'm about to shoot it in the pocket that he's looking at. Like, what the fuck you doing?
His eye out with the ball.
And he saw this, and I just stood back up, and I'm like, "Are you done?" And it just doesn't. It doesn't get to me anymore. It used to, when I was young, when I was your age. Oh my God, I would go off. I got in a lot of arguments and some fights in the pool rooms because I just wouldn't tolerate it. But then you learn that if you chew this guy out, it's not going to help anything because the next guy is going to do it, and they're going to start learning that this
and they're gonna eventually like doing it because they know
it pisses you off and it throws you off again.
It's going to be negative. And they want your mind to lose rhythm. So
right. So once they know that, and you're out there gambling or playing in a tournament, they're going to do it to you every damn time. So the whole key is not to let it get to you, and they won't do it.
What kind of tips do you like? Soft, medium, hard?
Extra soft, super soft, spongy.
Super.
Spongy soft.
Oh man, I had to get away from the spongy feel, man. I didn't like it.
Man. I'm a long time elk master. I was gonna work with them.
Q-tip conversation.
Q-tip conversation, yeah. Yeah, I like
it. You're an elk master guy, okay.
Huh?
You're an elk master guy, okay.
Absolutely, yeah. And they're cheap, and they're American made, and nobody likes them, and they're all out buying these expensive tips and all, but I've got a whole packet of them. I put them on myself, too. I like it.
I hate the clear one. There's an artificial feel with all the nuclear tips. I don't like clear. Any of them.
I've never tried one.
You don't want to.
I've tried the other ones. Some of them, not all of them, of course, but I didn't like them. They hit too hard, and they didn't grab the cue ball the way my stroke is used to grabbing the cue ball. My whole stroke is set up to use an Elfmaster tip. I draw the ball a lot, and and I'm always stunning ball, so I need that tip to grab that cue ball and spin it. And a lot of tips just don't work the way I'm used. See, back in the old days, there wasn't all these tip companies. You had Elkmaster and you had Triangle, which is the same damn company.
Maury came out a little bit after that, right?
Yeah, they came. Yeah, but all the house sticks when I was a kid, because I couldn't afford my own stick. I was just a kid. So you played off the wall, and every one of them had either an Elkmaster or a Triangle, and that's what I got used to playing with. And that's Corey Deuel's story too. Corey still plays with an Elkmaster, and Efren Reyes still plays with an Elkmaster. And there's some other.
Speaking of Corey, well, I just remembered this. I watched the video. It's about 2 days old, 2 or 3 days old from today. And it was Corey Deuel versus Shane. It was the Euro score. And it was funny because Earl Strickland was commentating. And I swear, every single shot, he was like, all right, to you amateurs now. This is something you want to watch here, to you amateurs.
Is this on YouTube?
I'll play that shit later, dude. You're going to laugh your head. Just the whole commentary, the whole fucking game, dude.
Earl Strickland was
commentating. Yeah, the guy. He was like, all right, now, he really favored Shane. He was like, well, Corey's like a little pretty boy here, and Shane, he really knows what he's doing. He's like, they're both good, because I've had the best of both of them. But he's like, I swear, he's like, it's all you amateurs now. I was just like, you want to watch that shot. He's like, oh, you amateurs, you can go up and draw this shot right here.
This is on YouTube?
Yeah, man, it's
Euro Tour?
Boening versus Corey Deuel. European Tour. It should be the new one. It's a commentary by big bold letters, Earl Strickland.
I'll check that out.
Man, I'll tell you what, that's funny stuff. I always watch the videos too. It's like Fool's funniest moments, and Earl's just like sitting there, like angry, looking down, like angry at the world. he just manipulates the game so well, dude. Earl's
a case, man. I feel sorry for him because he deserves a little bit of happiness. He has accomplished some great things.
He really has. He's a world champion, man. He's a multi-time U.S. Open, all that.
But he's never happy. I'd like to see him happy and smiling and drinking and dancing and picking up girls. It's just never going to happen. It's kind of.
There's another video. Jeremy Jones tried to fight Earl Strickland. Earl like kind of walked away.
I saw that one.
Yeah.
They were practicing for the Moscone Cup or something. I don't know what they were doing. Yeah. Jeremy actually went outside and said, "It was like, come on, Earl, I'm ready."
He's like, these guys harassing me.
Come on, you and me. That's right.
Earl's like talking to the ref. You hear this guy?
He can't do that. He threatened
me. Kick him out. And then Joe Rogan, man, the Joe Rogan interview with our old man. Oh my God, dude! He's like, Joe Rogan imitates Earl. He's like, man, you gotta. He's like, you can't use a jump cue. You gotta jump with a full cue music. You gotta have ass weights like me. You ain't ready. Dude, he's had on the yellow, like the safety glasses, all kind of shit, dude.
He's got like a 10-foot cue.
Yeah, he's got it's like the things you clean out like a swimming pool with. It's like,
yeah.